Hey to the most amazing nurses. It is Dr. V here with Morning Infusion with Dr. V podcast, where we are intentional about teaching nurses how to work from anywhere around the world, making money and owning your own time, building profitable nurse coaching and consulting businesses. You will hear from amazing guests that have grown their companies and want to share insight into how you can do the same to change the face of healthcare as we know it. If you want to grow your businesses and leverage your knowledge as a nurse to grow wildly successful businesses at the top, instead of working your way to the top, head on over and join our Millionaire Nurse CEO group on Facebook, where you can ask questions and get updates on our live and virtual events to help you grow your businesses. So I am super excited today, okay, because I have got one of my longtime friends, Chris. Like, we've been friends forever. Not out of the womb, but we've been friends since middle school, I do believe.
Yes, sixth grade.
Yes, I mean forever and a day. And so I ask that you like, share, comment, give us your feedback. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what we're doing wrong. Let's jump into it. Okay, so Chris, tell us who you are in your own words.
Well, in my own words, first of all, I'm a leader, I'm a believer, a husband, a father, entrepreneur, servant, teacher, coach, all those things.
I'm super excited. I'm super excited about all those things. Because let me tell you, and I told Chris, I said, well, what we're going to do is we're going to go way back to middle school.
Okay.
Now, some of y'all, okay, he's a leader now, okay, but he was a leader. He was straight foolish in those days, okay, just straight foolish. Like, it was never ever a bad time when we were talking. Never ever. It was always hilarious. Did you have fun back in high school?
Fun, I was, it's always a good day to have a good day. I wasn't mad or sad or depressed. I was happy and excited and had optimistic, even when I didn't even know what optimism was. I was optimistic, even positive attitude, even before I even knew positive attitude was a thing. So, yeah, I had a great time and running around in the country, doing all the country boy stuff and riding dirt bikes and running around the woods and playing basketball and drinking out of the water hose and running through the woods, all that stuff. You don't know nothing about that.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I mean, I don't know anything about riding like any four wheelers or anything like that. But drinking out of a water hose, I done that a couple times, a few times. Okay, so now tell us. So you left school. Obviously, we were, even though we had a good time in high school, like, we were fairly educated. I mean, we knew that we were going to do something with our lives.
Right.
So you left school and you went A&T, and I remember. Was it you that said, and maybe I get this wrong, but did you room with a white guy?
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm saying? To the number one HBCU in the country. And my freshman year, my roommate was a white guy. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine my surprise? I had forgotten that. You got a great memory, Val. That's amazing.
It
Yeah.
was because you said I'm at the number one HBCU, and there's the only white guy on campus. I'm rooming with him.
Roommate. Oh my God, yes, Lance. Oh my goodness. You got a great memory. Yes, my roommate, my freshman year was a white guy. He was from Colorado or something. He was in ROTC. So he was an A&T on an ROTC scholarship. And so he was my roommate. Yeah, we got along great.
I love it. So now, when you were in college, what did you major in college?
Well, in college, I majored in biology. I don't know. Do you remember Mr. Cheeks? You remember Mr. Cheeks
Oh,
was
yeah.
our biology teacher in high
He was
school?
phenomenal.
Yes, one of my favorites. And I think he was a pastor too. I think he had a radio station or a road radio show or something. Either way, yes, that's why I majored in biology. I like Mr. Cheeks. I liked him so much, I majored in biology at A&T. I didn't have any other long-term vision for a science degree or background other than Mr. Cheeks is cool. He said I want to be like him. So that's
Got
why I majored in biology.
So now tell me a little bit about, now, did you meet your wife in college?
I met my wife Michelle in college, but she didn't go to A&T. So Michelle is from Greensboro originally, so we end up having a lot of mutual friends because some of the people she went to high school with went to A&T, and so I were friends with them. So when she came home from Spelman, she went to Spelman College in Atlanta. We argued that she said she went to the number one HBCU, which they're the number one private HBCU, depending on who's doing the survey. But anyway, so that's a so we had some of the same friends at A&T. When she came home to Greensboro, when she would come to our functions with her friends, where at that point they were my friends too. So we were in the same circle together. After we met at a campus party.
Gotcha. So now tell me a little bit about, so after you did biology, obviously you're not in biology, you don't do anything biology now, I'm sure. So
Right.
what made you go into the insurance industry?
What made me go into the insurance industry initially is, well, I stumbled into the idea of just insurance because I finishing my biology degree. I was working at a chemical company in their lab, and a friend of mine said, Chris, I got somebody I want you to meet. I was looking for ways to make extra money. When I graduated from A&T, well, both my roommates at A&T graduated too, so they were moving. They were leaving Greensboro. One was moving back to Durham, and the other one got a job in Charlotte. So I was planning to stay in Greensboro. I couldn't afford to live in that place by myself. So my rent share, so to speak, was moving. So I needed some extra money. I was looking for something to do right then. And after I got my license and got into it, I quickly learned that basically in insurance, you could have your own business. So that's what really drew me to it because I'm an entrepreneur at heart. And in the financial services industry, you have the opportunity to kind of build your own company within a company, so to speak. And so once I figured that out, I was like, man, I could do that. I like that idea. I like the idea of working for myself, having unlimited opportunity, offering a valuable service to people. So that's kind of what drew me and what kept me and what keeps me now.
So what now when you said that you're an entrepreneur at heart, how did you know that, number one, and what does that mean for you?
Well, I don't know whether I would say I don't like people telling me what to do. I don't know if that's I don't know if I mean, I
I
don't know.
gotta be here at a certain time.
No,
No, that
telling me what to do, what time I gotta be somewhere, how long I'm supposed to eat, like what I'm finished when I finish. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just my natural drive. And then once I figured out, you're really not gonna get rich working for somebody else. And that's not going to happen for the most typically. And so, yeah, entrepreneurship was, being free and having the opportunity to do what you want to do when you want to do it, and set your own schedule, set goals. If you can be a big dreamer, quick story. I did have a job working in a chemical company for a short period of time, but there just wasn't a lot of it was a very low ceiling. I'll put it that way. It was a low ceiling at that place. It was a lab attached to the plant. People that had been there 20 years, they didn't look like they was going nowhere fast. And I came in the door like, well, yeah, I see where this is going. Let me go over here to this insurance world because these people right here, 20 years into it, got a great life. And that's what I want.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay, so now tell me, once you got into the insurance world, let me ask you this because I think that this is incredibly important. This is one of the things that has been very, very key to my success. Is my relationship. First of all, my relationship with God. I will never negate God, but my relationship with my spouse, like that has been the number one thing outside of my relationship with God that has really, really catapulted me. So tell me a little bit about your relationship and how that has, because it's got to have played some part in your success, correct?
Oh my God, girl! If I'm done do a lot of coaching and training and meetings and presentations and stuff, and all my people know I talk about Michelle all day long. I mean, half of my presentation is you better marry the right person. I talk about that all the time. It is huge. I got all types of sayings. The right partner would be your better half, and the wrong one to make you half yourself. You know,
Mm,
the right,
that's
the right,
good.
the,
You better go. I love it.
I mean, the right partner will inspire you to greatness, and the wrong one will confine you to complacency. The right partner will bring out the best in you, and the wrong one will bring out the worst in you. I mean, the right partner will find you in peace, Peac, and leave you in pieces, Pieces.
Mm,
And the right one will find you in pieces and help you find peace. So, I mean, I can talk about partnership all day long because ain't no way in the world we would be where we are today without our relationship, our relationship with, Michelle, my wife, for sure.
I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Now you go into insurance. Now what was she doing?
Now, Michelle got a degree from in early childhood education from Spelman College. So her first job was in Guilford County Schools. So when she finished college in Atlanta and moved back to Greensboro, she was working in Guilford County Schools. I was working at the plant in a chemical company using my biology degree while I was getting my feet under me in the insurance business.
Okay. And so once you got your feet under you in the insurance business,
Mhm.
then like when, because y'all were together, correct?
Yeah. We've been together. We were already dating. We got married. I mean, literally, I think we probably all our whole life we've been in business together. Basically, I mean, from the time we started dating, I was getting my insurance license. Like, hey, honey, I just met. Love you. I can't go out with you this weekend. I'm going to get my insurance license. It was kind of like all happening at the same time. Uh, so yeah, the year that I quit my full-time job in '98 is when we had our son in '98. So I mean, we've been together. We, married in business together. We had our children, our family, everything is we've been entrepreneurs for our whole career, our whole lives almost, all our adult life for sure.
So how long did she work in Guilford County Schools and how long did she work at the plant? You said a short time.
Short period of time. I mean, I guess when I say short, I say a few years. It was 3 years from the time that I graduated, got a job, working in the lab. A good 3 years was enough for me to see kind of where this is going. And the first chance I got that I could see myself leaving, I left.
Okay. And then how long did she
She
work for
left
Guilford?
right with me. She was right along with me. That was my partner in crime. And I quit. And she just quit too. Even though that wasn't my suggestion at that moment. But when I left, she said, "We're leaving too." This, so we both were kind of in business for ourselves. Opened our first office, hired our first assistant, and bought our office furniture and fax and all the stuff that you need to run a business.
Okay. Okay. And has it always been cool between y'all?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
We normal people, we don't agree on everything. You're gonna have, you're gonna have disagreements and you know, have conversations with purpose, and all that kind of stuff. But you kind of get back to the vision of where we're going, what the type of family we want to have, the life we want to have. So we got to get on the same page so we can move forward.
You know what? I love it because, the when you are with the right person, it
Mhm.
literally changes. Like you just when you say, like I don't argue like I'm a little bit, just a little bit of a hothead, okay? And so my husband is not at all. Like he is very much the calm, if I say something, flipping, he'd be like, who you think you're talking to? And then I'll laugh and then it'll be over with, right? And
Okay.
so I think that is really, really good. And that's something that I found later in life, but you found that from the very beginning. And I think that is played a crucial role in your success. So, okay. So we're going to go to commercial break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about you, the insurance business, and how that's going and all your products that you offer. So we'll be right back. I became a nurse because I wanted to help heal people, to make a meaningful impact in their lives.
I was immediately attracted to her confidence. Absolutely phenomenal.
A full heart.
We just had a connection.
I spent 15 years in emergency nursing, and as I sat at the emergency desk one day, I began to see a pattern. While we cared deeply for our patients, we weren't always solving the bigger issues. We were working so hard, but many times we were only addressing symptoms, reacting to crisis, instead of preventing them. It wasn't anyone's fault, but the system wasn't designed to be proactive. And in the midst of it all, I saw nurses, amazing, compassionate nurses, completely drained. Nurses like you and me, exhausted, burned out, broken from the grind of giving everything and still feeling like it's never enough. Physically, emotionally, and financially, we were stretched to our limits. I saw it in my coworkers and I felt it in myself. That's when I realized my purpose, to create something that would support nurses, not just as caregivers, but as individuals with dreams, goals, and limitless potential.
She helped me through VP Nursing to get the systems in place to run my business to where I can be outside of my business, still have it successful, and spend more time with my family, do the things that matter.
I want to say thank you to VP for offering this opportunity to us as a community, and I look forward to her next event that's coming back in August.
I wanted to help nurses thrive, not just survive. I knew that the key to real change wasn't in climbing the corporate ladder or waiting for someone else to fix things. It was in giving nurses the tools to step in entrepreneurship, to create businesses that not only transform healthcare, but give them the freedom to live life on their own terms. My heart ached for nurses because I knew we deserved better. I wanted nurses to feel whole again, to have physical, emotional, mental, and financial freedom. And that's when I made the decision to stop waiting for the system to change and start creating something new. That's why I built the company. My mission is to help 10,000 nurses reach 6 figures and 1,000 nurses to reach 7 figures.
I have to say that this conference was absolutely amazing. It was life-changing. And I'm looking forward to working with her. I'm looking forward to her coaching me to become a $1 million nurse CEO. The testimonials, the connections that we made, is the community that I have been praying for. And I thank God for answering all my prayers.
It's been great. It's been like overwhelmingly great.
This year, we're celebrating our first ever 7-figure nurse entrepreneur, and it's just the beginning. The Millionaire Nurse CEO Conference is your chance to step into that vision. It's not just a conference, it's a movement, a place where nurses come together to connect, to learn, to build businesses that align with their passion and purpose. If you've ever felt like there's more out there for you, this is the moment to take the leap. We can't wait to see you there. Okay, so we are back. So now, Chris, you were in Greensboro, right? So now, how long did y'all stay in Greensboro?
We've been in Greensboro roughly 23 years from the time I graduated from A&T in 2018. So from 95 to 2018.
2018. Okay. So now, what made you want to move, number one, and because you're in Texas now. We're in Texas.
Right, we're in Houston, Sugar Land, Texas. Sugar Land is a suburb on the southwest side of Houston.
Houston. Okay, so now you moved to Sugar Land from Greensboro. What made you want to move? Number one. Number two, what
how did that conversation, did you decide? Did your wife decide? Did y'all decide together? How did that conversation go?
Well, I mean, I tell everyone we moved to Houston and make $1 million in our business. This was while we moved. We were successful already in, where we were and had a great life and family and home and travel and all this stuff. But I just wanted to be, I'm pretty competitive and I wanted to be in the top 10% in the whole company, the organization. And I thought I needed to be in a bigger market. Really, I wanted to be in a bigger market with more people that have a, bigger opportunity, basically. So, obviously Greensboro, you got 300,000 people. Greensboro, High Point, Winston all together may have 1 million versus, Houston got 4 million. Not, so obviously it's 4 times more people. So, so yeah, that was why I wanted to move. Before we moved to Houston, I had wanted to move someplace. So it wasn't just like totally out of the blue. I walk home and say, honey, let's move, pack the stuff, we leaving tomorrow. So no, it had been over a couple of years. We had been talking about moving. I just didn't know where to. It was one of those things, I don't know if you can relate. I knew where I didn't want to go. I didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't want to go to the Northeast, like New York, DC, Maryland. That area is too cold, and the people, I just didn't want to go there. Michelle didn't want to move back to Atlanta, so we were stuck like, where we're going to go. I wasn't even thinking about Texas, Houston, any of that. A friend of mine invited me to be a speaker at one of his conferences in Houston. I came, fell in love. That weekend, by the time the weekend was over, on the way home, I was researching everything I needed to know to move to Houston.
Ah, I love it. And so your wife was like, okay, let's go. Let's do this.
No, absolutely not. She was like, are you crazy? Like, what? Are you having a midlife crisis? What? I ain't lost nothing in Houston. I don't what moved to Houston. Imagine we were kind of comfortable and, we had an office and a few homes in our lifestyle. We had assistants. And, we didn't have we were at a very comfortable place. It was be no reason to start all the way over and you're like your mid-40s, like, hey, I'm going to start over in a new city where you don't know anybody. Like, who does that? And we had a son in college and a daughter in high school. And, that was pretty traumatic for her to, say, hey, we moving. And it wasn't like it was corporate America where your job says, hey, we're moving you. No, this was my decision, which is different to come home and say, all right, honey, what you think about moving to Houston? And by the third day, she was like, I don't think nothing about it. I said, well, we're moving. And she was like, and it started. And took a minute for us to get settled. She came kicking and screaming. It took her about really a long time, probably a year and a half, for us to kind of get through. Because it wasn't like I was finishing college and it was just me moving. My first job is in Houston. And, when you 22 years old moving to a new city for a job and it's just you, that's different than where we were in life with family and businesses and homes and all this stuff. We had to get all this stuff rearranged to just move someplace different.
She's like, this guy, what is he doing? Like, I think I would have been the same way too. I would have been like, what, have you lost your mind?
Right. Right.
So now, once she got, what do you think was the catalyst that made her be okay with?
Well, it just really, honestly, it did take a while, but just like I thought, with a bigger pool to pull from, you can do better. You can do more business. I mean, we like tripled our income, and everything grew like exponentially. So we went from going to Atlanta to going to Paris, or going from here to going from DC to going to Rome. So that's probably it. You gotta get a chance to do more and be more successful. Yeah, that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, okay, so now I think that your relationship, and I love your relationship with your mama. I think that your relationship with your mama has probably been one of the things that I have just loved so much. So tell me how that has evolved over the years.
Oh, my mom has always been my number one supporter. I mean, I call it my first recruit, first person to get licensed on our team was my mother 30 years ago. She's always been number one in everything I decided to do. Even before I got married, now obviously it's Michelle, but she's still right there. So whatever, if it's a good idea, a bad idea, we'll figure it out once we get started. But I'm gonna do it with you either way. So that's always been my number one supporter. What I gotta do, what if I got it, you got it. What you need, how can I help you from day one?
So now we know that you're in the insurance industry. So tell us some of the products that you offer.
Well, we're in the financial services industry, and the products are, term life insurance and mutual funds, IRAs, and 1Ks, and all that kind of stuff. But more so than that, we're selling financial security. We're selling a secure future. We're selling people an opportunity to have some freedom and be able to not work so hard your whole life. At some point, it's not about how much you make, it's how much you keep. If you are making six figures, but if you're making 100 and you're spending 120, well, you broke if the person is only making 20.
Right.
So in fact, you're more broke than the person only making 20. So we're selling people on how to make smart choices with their money. We're selling financial security, especially when you have young children and you have people depending on your income, when you have, a mortgage or mortgages, and you have a business or businesses, and you have liability that would be a burden on someone else or something if you were to die prematurely. And so we sell people an opportunity to have a relationship with a financial coach so you can, get on track financially, because a lot of high paid professionals are busy in their career and they spend hours planning the next move and spend no time planning their personal finances. I mean, zero. They have a degree and 18 letters behind their name and don't have any life insurance. I mean, they could have all types of, they can have all kinds of education. I call it more degrees than a thermostat, and then don't even know what IRA stands for. They don't even know what a Roth IRA is. What is the limit? How much should I be putting in? So they can tell you a lot about their profession, but can tell you very little about their personal finances. And so that's where we kind of fit in the middle of that.
You know what? I love that, because one of the things that I've always said, us as Black women, like, we're the highest educated, but we have the lowest net worth. And one of the things that I've always said was that will never be me. Okay. And so what I've always wanted to do was always to understand money. So I didn't realize, okay, that you guys, so like, do you do like self-directed IRAs?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, our business is about 50-50. We're about 50% life insurance and about 50% securities, assets under management, helping our clients build portfolios, introducing them to money managers. We represent all of the top money managers, from American Funds and Fidelity to Corebridge, Bright House, AIG, blah, 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 all that stuff. So we kind of help people understand which products make the most sense for them at their stage, where they are in their personal life, in their business. So yeah, they can have self-directed IRAs, and they can have a simplified employee pension plan. They can have a payroll deduction IRA, Roth IRA plan for their employees. There's just so many different moving parts. So we got a huge market for that. So I love it.
Yeah, I love that. I didn't realize that you had all of those. I only thought it was just insurance. So listen to people, okay? Now, you need to go to Chris. First of all, Chris, and I'm just going to vouch for you. Like, you've been solid forever, okay? At least since the 6th grade. He was a little crazy back then. But, since then, it, has been solid. And so somebody that you can trust. And one of the things that, that I know is that whenever it comes to your money, right, you want to be with someone, number one, that you can trust, someone that is good. And listen, I am one that I don't do anything with anybody that I don't feel like I can trust. But when it comes to moving the needle and all the things that you're talking about, like those are the things that literally can change your whole entire life. Like it is game changing, products that can change your life, because there's things that we were never taught, that we never knew that we can do, like a self-directed IRA. People keep their money in the 401k. They leave a job, keep their money in the 401k at the other job. What you doing?
Right.
You
I
need
mean, when I got introduced to the industry, like I said, part of it was I could start part-time. Part of it was the entrepreneurial opportunity. And another part was the value that we offer that, when I learned about compound interest, and it may seem elementary, but the idea if I put X amount of dollars in an account over 10 years and I come back and got 4 times more than I put in, I just didn't resonate. The whole idea of I could have my money could work for me harder than I could work for it. We work so hard for our money, but we go to bed and our money keeps on working. So but we don't, a lot of people don't really understand that. So they wait so late, just like the example you just said, if you had a 401k from a job but you didn't roll it over, so many different things you could do. You could probably do a Roth conversion, start adding to that, set a goal to max out that conversion, max out your contribution limit for the year, and end up that could turn into millions of dollars when you have a portfolio and your money grows in investments through capital gains, appreciation, and dividends. The more money you have, the faster it'll grow. So you got to keep on adding to it. But we don't do that. We don't even know, we're not keeping up with it. We don't have a plan, a strategy, a goal, an expectation, a relationship. So the products are one thing, but the relationship is probably more important.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So tell people where to find you.
Okay, well, you can find me on all the socials at just Chris Durham, on YouTube, Chris Durham Life Insurance, or Team Invincible. That's our name for our organization, Team Invincible. If you go to Chris Durham, just Chris Durham, don't go to, because I'm changing my web. I was going to say my Chris Durham and Associates website, but we're revamping that as we speak. So the fastest way probably be to reach me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, any of that, Chris Durham Life Insurance or Chris Durham Team Invincible.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So y'all go to Chris, because really, really making your money work for you. And because, Warren Buffett said, if you don't make money while you sleep, you will work to the end of your life. And it's the reality is what it is. And so you want to make sure that you stop exchanging time for money and start letting your money work for you. And so I'm super excited about that. I do want to say, of course, we have the Millionaire CEO Conference that's coming up 21st, 22nd of this of 2025. I look forward to everyone coming. And so we will see.
When is that? When is that? Because I want to promote, tell everybody, y'all need to go to this.
That's right. That's right. The 21st and 22nd of February, 2025.
Okay, February 25, the Millionaire CEO Conference.
That's right. That's right. So you tell all the people, all the nurses in Houston to come
right
over here, okay?
Okay.
But this has been an amazing conversation. I'm super glad. I'm super glad to know what all the things that you offer, because we will probably do some business together. So just so you know, okay, all right. So you ladies and gentlemen, you have an amazing rest of your day. Again, like, share, and comment. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.